people and where they make their homes and they speak the Schutzsee language. And I hope I said that right. I've never actually said that. Thank you. Well, let's call this meeting to order. And the first thing that we need to do is approve our agenda. And I'd like to ask for a motion to do that.
I motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you, Kellen. That was Rosie. And do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thanks, Stephanie. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed say nay. Okay, awesome. And then second of all, let's go ahead and approve our minutes from last month. Again, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve our March 17, 2021 minutes.
I motion to approve minutes.
Thanks, Jessica. Can I have a second?
I second it.
Thank you, Rosie. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. I feel good about that, guys. I feel like I went through that.
That was flawless.
Thanks. All right.
Question, were we supposed to take attendance?
I take attendance by writing down who's here.
Okay, I could remember.
Thank you, though. Reminding me to write everybody's name down.
Okay, and let's get into our agenda here. So for staff update, recruiting update, and Kella, I think that's an update on new members. Is that correct?
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm with you that we do have 7 people who are being invited to be interviewed.
Nice.
I did not get an update from the clerk's office this week, but it isn't scheduled until May, I think it's 10th. And so I'll check with them next week and give you an update.
Okay, that's fantastic. Do you know how many applied? Just out of curiosity.
There were 9 total.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how there's the at-large positions, and then there's the
right.
We had 4 people from District 3, which was really surprising and great. And so, but we could, like one could fit into an at-large position, and one of them could be in the district itself. And so I had that in a couple of the districts. So we had to sort of like prioritize. So I'm having 2 people from 1 and 3 come in and interview specifically for those positions. And yeah, I might switch
exciting.
to my phone soon, you guys. But yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So really good. And Rosie, I think I probably told you this because I've had those since February, but there's at least one person who's had some excellent experience, in at least in their description, for fundraising. So I know that your calendar has gotten so full with your school and work and puppy that I think we'll have some really good people that can fill those slots. So don't worry about it. We'll be fine.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. And hi, Alicia. No problem being late.
Thank you.
No worries. And
Alicia, no, you're right.
Yeah, and let's see here. Awesome. And then competitive funding orientation updates.
Yes, so I am going to release those competitive funding application Friday this week, the 23rd. And I am working on a module, or at the very least a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to share with you guys, and probably set up, either use like the May meeting for this, or maybe another date if we can all come together, or I can set up individual meetings with each of you to go over what your responsibilities might be should you be available to be on that selection panel. So that, just look forward to hearing more about that.
Okay,
I'm
that
very
sounds
excited
great.
about it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay. And tell me if I'm running through this stuff quickly, by the way. I feel like I am, but if anyone has any questions,
Yeah.
please feel free to interject. And okay, and then third on our list of staff updates is the appearance on City Line on May 26th, and we need 2 people to be in attendance. And in transparency, I was purposely just, you know, kind of holding back just, you know, to make sure everyone had an opportunity. I'm definitely happy to do it, but I would love if we had so many faces going to be on. So did we get 2 people for that already? And maybe I missed an email.
Well, I have 2 people from the Disability Commission, which is great. They're very excited about being able to join to talk about the Lori Allison Award. And then the other thing I wanted to let you know, I'm not sure if I told you what the exact time was, but it's going to be at 11 o'clock or 11:30 that day on the 26th of May. So I just need at least one person from this committee that's available and willing to take a half hour of your day to be recorded via Zoom. You don't have to go anywhere. You just do it from, you know, where you normally are seated for Zoom meetings.
Yeah,
And I
it'll
know
make it so
Stephanie wasn't
easy.
available. So, right, Stephanie? Yeah.
Correct. My daughter's getting married at the end of May.
Mhm.
Wow.
Going back to see her get married.
You don't want to just call in while you're over there. And where are you going? Philadelphia? One of my favorite cities.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yeah.
She lives in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Okay.
I would love to do that for you guys.
That'd be great.
Awesome.
Okay, Jessica, when I get ready to send all the information, I will put you on the agenda and I'll put you on the list.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And you've done that before, right?
Oh,
You haven't. Okay. Alicia has, I know.
I was like, well, we have a few things coming up for the ballet, and so I'm pretty sure I'll be on City Line in like the next few months.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't need to be everywhere. So.
Yeah, and Jessica, Amanda makes it so easy. I mean, she's just amazing. She's
Does.
so
Yeah,
cool.
and if you have any really cool shoes on, you know, she'll like that. I'd like to know about that too.
we'll make a note of that.
Thank you. So
Great. Cool. Okay, so then let's move on. And then item number 4 under staff updates is the City of Destiny Awards update from Miss Durham. Sorry, I'm not wearing my readers. Miss Durham and Mr. Miller.
So formal, Ms. I don't get called
I
that hardly
know.
ever. John's not here, so this falls to me. Actually, he's doing some recording for another project as well as the City of Destiny Awards, probably as we speak. At this point, all of the council members and the mayor's scripts are written and almost all of them are recorded. I believe he's recording the mayor today and there might be one outstanding, but that should be done. And then our next steps are that he and I will move forward with getting the awardees scheduled to record theirs. And those are all looking like they can happen in the studio, which is great, which will help TV to come out a lot and is fantastic. And then we script the MC and that's it. Now, John obviously has a lot more on his plate than me being able to just say, that's it. As far as getting photos from the awardees, we have almost all of those assets. A few of them harder to get than others like usual, but I feel really good about where we're at. We're on track. And I know that the TV Tacoma folks are really swamped with some other projects, but I'm confident it will be a really good show. So
Thank you.
anything to add, Kala?
No, just what I was telling Jessica earlier. And we can even talk about this later in the communications subcommittee update, but I'm working on collecting some additional pieces to have marketing add to our sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm trying to read and talk. Add to the Facebook and Instagram posts. So
Great. Yeah, before
Yeah.
Emily left, I was sending her scripts as they were being completed, and I had
Mhm.
added her to the Google Drive for photos.
right.
And I just, Tammy, saw that you requested that and didn't get a chance to give you that permission before I hopped on this meeting, but I will do that. And then do you want all the remaining scripts or all the scripts as well?
If you could add me to that folder so I could access those materials, that would be great. I
Yeah,
did
the
receive the
scripts are in
email.
there. Those are
Yes.
separate, but I can put them in there. Actually, that's not a bad idea. So let me just do that. And then all the photos are there as well.
Okay, I did receive quite a few of the scripts, I think, via email, but if you are able to put them all on that same drive, that'd be great.
I'll do that because they're all complete now. I think I had sent her all but 4, but I might as well just put them in there. That makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great.
Hey, Kayla, I totally forgot about this until just this moment, and I'm annoyed at myself. But remember how for Martin Luther King awards, we sent essentially kind of like a non-selection letter to the people who didn't get it, who were nominated that didn't get it.
Mm.
But I totally forgot to ask you, or to keep that in mind when Stephanie and I were looking at the nominations. Do we have any?
No,
Do you remember? if
you're
we have all-
fine. We didn't have any non-awardees this
That's right.
time.
Okay, that's right. That's what
So
I
there were
thought. Like,
there were 13. Yeah, there were
I gave
13
it to everybody.
nominations. Yeah, we just
that's right. That's what I thought. But I was just
Handing
like
out-
doubting myself. I was like, oh shoot.
handing out glass art like it's candy, you know. Yeah, it's all good. But thanks for thinking about that.
Cool. Yeah. No, I just made me panic for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So yeah, thank you, Tammy, for asking for access to that, and maybe you and I can have a little side conversation when we have our marketing meeting tomorrow about the stuff I sent to you and Hillary, because I have some ideas, and we have lots of great photos of glass art and stuff that we can use. It's just beautiful. We have photos of past awardees. I don't know if you guys saw that I posted, maybe I didn't post it on there yet, but I posted it on my personal. So Andre Penlover, I can't say his name, but he was appointed as a Pierce County judge by Governor Inslee this week. And Luke Byram actually sent me the article or the letter that was a news release that was on the Inslee's website. And so I put that on my personal just to have a placeholder. And I think that's the kind of stuff that we also want to do year round, is to start, making contact with those past recipients so that we can not only ask them for nominations for other people, but to also tell a little bit more of their story, and it gives it a little more legs. And I don't know, I just felt like that was an appropriate one to put on there. So yeah, that's all I had.
Anybody have any questions for me? I might not stick around for the rest of your meeting, but Callie can always text me to come back. I'm going to still keep it running, obviously.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Mr.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
yeah. Well, no, I think, yeah, Jennifer, if you want to drop, go ahead and we'll continue the agenda. And let's see, officer nominations. And now, did anyone think about any of the positions that they might want to run for or nominate someone else for? Any thoughts on that anyone feels free to share right now?
This is Alicia. I think that I would like to nominate, if she has that availability, Jessica Johnson for chair of this committee. I just like to put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would like to nominate, if they have availability, Jessica or Alicia or Rosie for vice chair, second chair. If they have availability, whatever that looks like. They are great, phenomenal ladies. Would be awesome in those positions.
Yeah, this past year's been very awesome with all of you on board,
Mhm.
or almost a year, or 5 years if you're talking COVID years, you know.
Sorry. I'm so professional. And I told you guys, I think that we want to wait to until we have new members on for the treasurer position, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry, I might have missed that. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the best course of action here.
So Paula, I mean, what do we do then about our timeline for voting? What does that look like? Do you have any suggestions?
Well, you can take a vote today, or you can wait until next month. The new members won't be joining you until, I'm thinking, July. If they get appointed by council early in June, then they can come to the June meeting. I don't think that was exactly your question, but I had suggested that if you wanted to get your officers voted in today, that you could do that, but you can also table it until you have like more members.
Yeah, well, I think I'm getting ahead of us too, aren't I? Because first question is I have to ask
Yeah.
Jessica. you've been
All I put was discussion. All I put was discussion, but yes, you should probably ask each one of these individuals who's been, so it was Jessica for chair, and so you might want to have her speak, Jessica, and then the others to talk about what their availability is. So
I would be honored to chair this committee.
That'd be awesome. Great. Yeah, and also too, I wanted to just ask. I mean, like, because you are amazing, and I think you'd be a great leader for this committee. But I wanted to ask Kella as well. I mean, since Chris and I have been, kind of co-chairing for, a while now. I mean, if we need, that. Like, you know what I mean? Like if we get to a point where we need that system, or Jessica, if you think, gosh, I could really, use a co-chair, is that something we can continue?
yes, I think that's perfectly reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. How would we go about that? I mean, I guess, is that, Jessica, do you think it's, is that something that you wanna...
I think, yeah, I think what you would want to do is, before you take a vote, that you ask for a motion to maybe change that vice chair position for this year to a co-vice chair position, so that you have a couple of experienced people to sort of give Jessica that backup. And then then you would have to be changed in the handbook at some point in time, or in the rules and regulations part of the handbook. So does that make sense?
I think so.
And just ask for discussion about it if people have other ideas, because I know everybody's got, experience on boards and that sort of thing. So
Yeah. Well, Jessica, what do you think about that? I mean, what do you prefer?
I think that having a team together absolutely helps. I don't know what it looks like, honestly, just to be doing it, being the chair without a co-chair. But I love the idea of Alicia being a co or vice or whatever we decide. I'm kind of game for anything, because at this point it's all just new to me anyway. So if Adela, if you feel like that's been working better for you and Chris, then I say we follow that lead and not try to, break something or fix something that's not broken. Your advice is really what I'd be looking for.
Yeah, it has been great because for one reason or another, I mean, our lives are crazy these days. I mean, there's so much going on. So it's nice to have a buddy. I mean, Kala is, you can't, no one can fail with Kala on their side, but it's been really nice to have a co-chair, especially because again, we're recovering and we're reopening and society's bouncing back, but there's still a lot of like non-normal, to figure out. So I think, just kind of as we're sort of kind of, figuring out what's next and like also bringing in new events. I think a co-chair could be a really cool idea, and new members too, up to 7 of them. I mean, that's a lot. Well, not up to 7, but a lot of new members. So, yeah. Does anybody else have any thoughts?
About
Sorry.
changing that, or what do we do next?
So what Adela would do is ask for a motion to how about this? Ask for motion to revise the positions. Instead of a chair and vice chair, that you would have 2 co-chairs.
Okay. All right.
And then we need to make sure that Alicia or Rosie or someone else, or Adela, if you wanted to, is available to share that position.
Yeah, okay. Taking a note here so I don't forget that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Does anyone else have any thoughts?
No, I think that sounds great to be able to have that support system in a co-situation. I think that's a really good update in that system.
Okay, great. And well, let's do that. Let's take care of that now. I can do that now then, right, Kelly? I can ask for the motion and we can vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would like, I'm requesting a motion to change our office seats so that instead of a chair and a vice chair, we have 2 co-chairs.
I motion that.
Yeah, I was gonna say just
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. Can I have a second, please?
Second,
Thanks, Stephanie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Okay, cool. I've been home too long, so I have this terrible like snorty laugh that is developing. I need to like get out in civilization again. It's not good. Losing my coolness. Okay, well then, okay. So
And so now what you would do is you would say, you're looking, so here's the that people, and so let me back up. Rosie, can you weigh in on whether or not with your schedule, if you are even interested in tossing your name in this hat?
I really appreciate the nomination, but I do have to pass just because of scheduling.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. I just wanted that for the record. Appreciate it.
sorry, I need to run out. I'll be right back. I need to just grab a piece of something that my dog's not supposed to be eating. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh. Pause. I'm gonna stop sharing so that you guys can see each other's faces and I can see everybody too.
These jerks. Look at this. This is what they were.
Oh no.
I want to show you when my dog was eating today. Okay. So Adela, what you would want to do now is you would want to present the slate, which would be Alicia and Stephanie as co-chairs, and ask for a motion to vote, to go ahead and vote for that, and then you would take a vote. So it's a motion and then a vote.
not Stephanie as co-chair. It's
Oh, not Stephanie. It's
Jessica
It's Jessica and Alicia. So Stephanie, you want to correct me and say it right? No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. We're all with you. Okay, no, that's so awesome. Okay, well, yeah, I'd love to present that. Okay, so as our co-chairs, our nominations are Jessica and Alicia, and Kella, this is a motion, right? To
You're asking for a motion to accept that slate,
And I would
just
like
so
to.
we do it all above board and
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
transparent, right? Okay, go ahead and do that.
Sure, thank you. I'm asking for a motion to approve that slate.
I would like to make a motion to approve the officer slate of chair and co-chair Jessica and, oh my gosh, my brain just left.
Alicia,
Yeah.
Yeah.
thank you very much. Can I have a second?
I second
I
it.
second.
Okay, thanks. And Rosie, I heard you first, and all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Awesome. Great.
I know
And
that I don't know that you need to take an additional vote because there are no opposing
Okay.
candidates. So if you want to just make just make a statement that passes, and we'll move on to the next item and congratulate these guys.
yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Okay, well, with that vote, our slate of officers has passed. We have 2 co-chairs, Jessica and Alicia, and so excited. Congratulations. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
Very
thank you.
cool.
Thank you. This is the way I've been wanting this to go for years, you guys, because we really have had sort of a chair, like a very aggressive chair heavy sort of past with this committee. And I feel like we're moving into an era of teamwork that, well, we have been in since you guys joined, and it just feels so much
Yeah. Agree. Yeah.
more inclusive. I mean, in so many ways. And I just feel like there's teamwork going on here, and that's my favorite thing in the world. So, or as we
Yeah.
like to call it at Tacoma Venues and Events, crew work.
Yeah.
Tammy's gonna
Well,
laugh. Yeah, there she is.
It's definitely a
So
shift.
I've got that on the record. I'm really excited.
Mhm.
I'm done. That's all I have.
Great. Do we have to, and then we're waiting for the new members for the other vote. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, for the treasurer.
Got it. Okay. And of course, I am here for anything, for any help, and for as long as needed. And awesome. Great. Okay. Let's move on. Kella, would you please share your screen again with your agenda? Or I can
sorry.
bring mine too.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
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 Thank you very much. Okay. Ooh, annual retreat. Hey, that'll be fun. What did we do last year? Was it a Saturday?
No, it was in the middle of the week, and it was like a half hour because Ashley was on the run. And she was in her car, and we just talked about the MLK event, and it was just really brief. But the year before, I think we held it at Peace Community Center because Brandon Nelson was still involved. It was great. It's just a perfect location. And I know a lot of the committees, boards, and commissions are holding retreats like this, and we can certainly do that. And what it would take would be for me to get together with Jessica and Alicia and just sort of lay out, what the year looks like, sort of going back to that handbook and saying, what do we need to prioritize for 2021 going into 2022? We want to schedule it so that the new members will be available. So that should be sometime in, June or July, taking into account that if we are back into, a higher number phase, that we can actually, have vacations and stuff, but we'll work around all of that. So we develop an agenda. Part of that agenda usually is to talk about the MLK and the theme for the following year. And that's the sticky widget, because we really need the mayor to be involved in that. So there's some pre-planning that we need to do, which that's why I like June or July as a retreat time, because that means then we have some time in between now and then to sort of listen to her. Maybe we won't get a face-to-face meeting right away, but we have the state of the city coming up. We have some other, places where she's going to talk, like the City of Destiny Awards. And so we can pull from that, and we can pull from, you know, what's going on in our own community. So so that's sort of what it looks like. It's usually been like a half day. So we start at 9:30 and we're out of there by, you know, 1 or something like that. And we just cover everything that we possibly can, and get deeper into some of the subcommittee work that's been happening or will happen over the next year. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Is there anything, and I know you said you'd get together with Jessica and Alicia, is there anything that you need from us at this point for that? Or just stand by?
No, just what I usually do is, honestly, is I'll do a doodle calendar
Okay.
to see, you know, when people are available, but I'll do that after I have a discussion with them. And I will, by the way, I made a note here, I will set up an officer orientation, and Adela, I'll invite you and Chris just to have, you know, a part of that discussion.
Sure.
And again, I'll double check with you guys to see when you're available.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay. Okay, we got a lot of work to do this year, don't we?
Yeah,
Kind of
Yeah.
exciting.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It'll be fun.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
That's all I have.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
And then moving on to the subcommittee report outs. Sorry, I'm not wearing my readers. I'm like staring at the screen like okay, let's start with the member handbook review and revision, and that's Chris's. And so we can pause on that discussion. The second one is fundraising. Rosie, would you like to share any updates today?
So I actually had to take a bow from the subcommittee just due to school and work.
Okay, no problem. Sorry, I'm just getting some water here.
I
Who is
think
on
Jessica, yeah, Jessica, you had something to share, I think.
Yeah, so Alicia and Cal and I all met, gosh, was that already like 2 or 3 weeks ago, about fundraising. We are all gathering 10 to 15 names of people that we can reach out to just to start with fundraising. I have been reaching out to people, and I just sent an email to Cal and Alicia about this, because I reached out to people, but what I've gotten back are more people wanting to donate goods to be able to auction off at a fundraiser, even if it's some sort of, you know, Zoom or online something that we could do, which are just kind of in-kind goods and gifts that we can raise money with. And it is a good list of people, you know, and a lot of all of it's Tacoma local. So I'm hoping that that's a good start for us. I'm still in the middle of creating my own list of actual people I feel like we could reach out to be just donating cash, but we are definitely in the process.
Is there anything, and you tell me, I'm not a fundraiser, but I am a sorcerer at work. My job is to find people that we need to hire. Is there anything, or maybe later, maybe this is something we discuss at a future date, to help you build that list, but even like mining LinkedIn for local connections in Tacoma or anything like that, or I mean, is that something that we should think about perhaps asking the greater group to do in the near future?
I think that that's a really good idea. I feel like if we can pull from, I'm sure we all have, different backgrounds and groups of people that we know and are affiliated with. And if we could bring together a list, I think that would help. And then maybe Alicia and I can reach out to them or shoot them an email. But I think that.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I can do when the time is right, at a future date, is there's a way that you can download your LinkedIn connections, your first degree connections, and then basically just, like you have an Excel table so you can filter them all. So it might be a nice way to see who we have combined, as far as connections goes, who we might want to add to a list. So just let me know when you want to talk about that. I can help with that. But does that mean that we would have an auction then, like ourselves?
I mean, that's something.
Yeah, mhm. I think that's what we talked about, is having some, because it is the city,
Mhm.
there's some rules in terms of how we can fundraise. And I think that an auction, like a silent auction, was an opportunity for us to bring in some funds to help to support the programming that we have going on. And I think another element was acquiring sponsorship. So even when I think about, when I saw that list that you had sent, Jessica, looks really, really cool and really awesome. Even seeing if we can turn some of those items around. And I have it written down. That folder is at my office right now, but I think we talked about sponsorship and then some type of sponsorship benefit. So perhaps maybe even being able to collect some in-kind things in addition to, or for collect in-kind things for the opportunity to also offer those as, a sponsorship benefit. Should we run into some sticky thing with doing an actual silent auction. So yeah, I think that the possibilities for this are certainly like pretty open. And I think, I think Jessica acquiring that list so quickly, that's awesome. So thank you.
Yeah, really cool. Thank you. That's exciting. It's new territory for us. Cool. Awesome. Okay, and then let's see here. And then Juneteenth, which is my subcommittee, and I've been absent from, I admit. And so, I mean, it's at this point I know that we're talking about mostly a social media campaign for Juneteenth. Is there anything else that I am forgetting about as far as an update goes, or anything that we can do as a committee right now for that?
No, I forgot. And it's totally my fault. I just ended a big grant process, and so I'm coming up for air. So I forgot to get a meeting for April on our docket. But I think where we last left off, we were hoping to get a list of Tacoma, I don't want to call them influencers, but kind of elders of the Black community within Tacoma, to do brief little vignettes of kind of storytelling about Juneteenth. And then we're going to compile that into like a social media, maybe not a video at this point. Maybe they can do their own video and then we just compile it, because I know that Fred and the guys are super busy. But I think that that's kind of where we left off. I believe. I feel so unprepared.
Oh, no, don't. It's, yeah. I think I'm just taking a note here so I don't forget to do this.
I love that idea of having different people create videos and, post them and just have, a big social media explosion with it all. Especially because it's a new event. So I feel like there's not a lot of expectation to beat out last year's, but I think it'd be a really nice movement and, something we should participate in. I think this year it's going to have a lot more traction. I feel like last year on social media, many people were just learning about this, or that's how it came from me. So my perception, but I feel like that what Alicia was just outlining would be a really great event in itself. Obviously, we would love to do something in person, but that's not probably an option at this point. So considering where we're at with the pandemic and this being a new event for Tacoma, gathering videos, because then, if we can do an in-person event next year, then we would have all of those things to kind of pull off of and, show again and use for marketing.
So Alicia and Adele, what didn't we talk about? Wasn't there a group, an organization that's already doing?
Yeah.
Something? I vaguely remember something like that.
Yes, it was the Black Collective. Is that what we were talking about? I believe it was.
I think you're right.
I don't remember. I thought there was a group that was already planning an event of some sort.
Well, I can weigh in on that. I know that there are some, I think it's called Next Generation 2.0. They're planning protests, right? But that's their MO. They aren't planning. I mean, I'm sure they're planning some kind of celebration as well, but they're the ones that have been occupying Wright Park recently on the weekends for the Bite of Black Business protests. They're calling them protests because they're not permitted and that sort of thing. So they want to be in the category of protest. And so I think going to your well-known organizations like the Black Collective, the Urban League, the NAACP, those that also participate in MLK in some fashion would be an excellent start this year, and perhaps gain some leadership from them, and also know that the mayor is very involved with those organizations and has been for a long time. Because as I understand, and I would also really highly encourage you to connect with Brendan Nilsson at the
Uh-oh, she just froze. Oh, you're back.
oh
Kelly.
gosh darn. I'm gonna switch because okay.
Yeah, we heard we heard connect with Brandon Nelson.
1 minute.
And then that's when
1 minute. I gotta switch my ears. I'm sorry, I gotta switch my ears.
It's okay.
So the last thing I said was that it was something that Brendan's been wanting to do for years, and I think he would love it if, you know, he could have some kind of collaboration with you all.
Yeah. And I can reach out to him if I mean, just since, you know, we were on the committee together, unless, you know, I don't know if anyone else knows him or has worked with him in the past and prefers to do that. Otherwise, I'm happy to do it.
That'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, I'll connect with him. And well, let's try to get, and I can schedule this if you need me to, but let's try to get a meeting, I guess, together for that committee soon, so we can give people a few weeks. My gosh, it's gonna be here before we knew it, isn't it? It's 2 months away. So okay. Cool. So would next Wednesday be okay, you think? Is that all right for us to meet about that?
Yeah, I'm available.
I am available also.
Okay. Stephanie, is that okay for you?
That's the 28th or 28.
Yeah,
It's a good time for you guys.
this time works great if it's okay for everybody else.
Yes, that's a good day for me as well.
Okay.
To
Do
make
you
sure
want
I
me
didn't
to?
have any meetings.
Oh, God.
I can hear you, Kella.
No, my phone's not working.
I can hear
Oh,
you.
there it is.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you want me to go ahead and send a Zoom
Sure.
meeting?
Yeah, that'd be
Mhm.
amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, great. It's exciting. And I'll send a note to Brendan too. And okay, well that's Juneteenth. And then let's see here. Let's see, item 4 is awardee selection process. No activity expected till November. Item 5 under subcommittee report out, review other CBC missions. How is that
So
you?
I made a note to suggest that maybe we remove that because there's no one that was really, other than Luis, I don't think anybody else was really signed up to be on that discussion. And I think you have enough to do.
Sounds good. Okay,
So,
sounds good. And then our last communications, Facebook and Instagram update. I know it rolls a little bit into what we just talked about with Juneteenth. Is there anything else that we need to talk about with the social media at this point?
I guess Tammy, do you want to?
Yeah, I can just update you all that Emily is no longer with us at Tacoma Venues and Events. So she was able to get the Facebook and the Instagram accounts started. They're off to very humble beginnings. So would certainly appreciate if everyone would follow and share with your followers. We've got 21 followers on Facebook and 8 on Instagram. So
Okay.
off to a small start. The Google Calendar that Emily shared, I know, I think Adela, Jessica, and Rosie all have access to that now, and I have access to it, so I can see what's been put in there. So we can carry on with that. Kala and I do have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. She's got a number of things that she would like us to post there, so there is some content that we have planned. And then Jennifer has been sharing some of the information she's been gathering for City of Destiny awardees. So looking forward to highlighting those folks as well. And then I'd like to also highlight each of you all. And I think that Emily had talked about doing that too. So we'll need to figure out a procedure to get that started so that we have that content available and then we can post on a regular basis. So I think that is about it for now. I know there's a number of things on the calendar that need content. So for instance, tomorrow is Earth Day. So what I'm looking for is, okay, how do we tie in potentially with something that's of interest? And so looking at perhaps one of the City of Destiny awardees that somehow ties in, like the folks that work at the zoo, or for instance, might be a good one because they're doing conservation and that kind of thing. So if we have those materials, we can kind of plug them in where they make sense on the calendar. That's what I'm thinking. I'm open to suggestions, but
I love that
where
idea.
yeah.
Yeah, it was those.
I can get you that information about the horticulture group, but also Daniel Patnode, the guy that's been cleaning up McKinley Park. So
Okay. Yeah,
that's
so
the Environmental Sustainability Award.
that'd be great. So if we have, I think how I look at it, because I just have this like big blast approach, like get as much material as I can and have it, and then we can plug it into the different dates and where it makes sense. So with so many awardees leading up to the actual award event, that's a lot of content that we can put out. That's such a perfect fit. So that was really key for me. And I know that Jennifer's been working on that, and that's very executable. So it's one thing to say, okay, next week is X day, but if we don't have anything that fits with it, then that's where it becomes difficult to do. So if I can get, each of your photos and bios, and then we can figure out how to plot those out on the calendar, that'd be helpful. So just kind of looking at it with a big approach.
That sounds great. Would you want?
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Tammy. Apologize. Would you want to give us like a template to use to do that, or should we just just so it looks uniform? If you have information that you want to collect, from us specifically, and then we can just Okay.
Yes, I definitely could do that, and I'm sure there's probably even information that Kala has from your applications when, like for instance, why you became part of the committee, because that would be something interesting to tell people about. So, but I could probably come up with a few questions even to ask, like just quick questions just to get some information, facts, fun facts, things that work well for social. And then if we have photos of all of you, that would be great. So just thinking about how we can make this work and wanting to reach a big audience too. So figuring out how we grow that audience is kind of where we're at. So we're still kind of at the beginning. It's been kind of a long ramp up, to be honest, but I'm hoping we can get things rolling now.
Good.
Along
And,
those lines, Tammy, I was thinking, because I was entering all my fluff stuff, which is now on the calendar. But I think it would be fun, you know, when it's International Cat Day, like those of us that have cats, like submit your photos, which is also a call to action for people that are following us, like share your photos of your cats. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So like if we have some like sibling day, well, I'll share photos of our, you know what I mean? If it fits in and we have a call to action for that day, then we can submit that or.
Okay. No, that's a good idea too. So I will come up with some questions about you as individuals, and then I'll also look at the calendar and see some of these upcoming dates that are, like last week there was National High Five Day, like just weird things like that. And if you guys have something somehow that resonates with you and you have some ideas or photos or things, that'd be great.
okay, that sounds good. And then Stephanie, I was just, I would need to go through I think I still have all the documents, but two of the awardees are from the zoo are those two like teenagers. Do you remember what I'm talking about? The two volunteers?
I do. I think they were teenagers.
Yeah, those two are doing amazing, and I can't remember their names, but those would be, my goodness, those would be amazing to highlight for Earth Day. I'll have to find their names, if I can do that.
It was Anjali and I think it's Troy. But yeah. But I'll pull some blurbs from like the definitions for each. This is what I was sending to Tammy in a brainstorm earlier. You know, definitions of each of the awards, and then a blurb about each one of the awardees, and then we can pull because what's great is that the scripts have already taken all that information and Jennifer's boiled it down into these really concise sort of short narratives, and we can make that even shorter to put on social media.
Yeah.
So,
that would be great if you can help with that, Kala. I do have, that's what Jennifer was saying at the beginning there, that she has sent some of those scripts, and then just the photos. If we have those materials, then that makes it real easy to do.
Okay.
It's
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, Stephanie, go ahead.
Oh, this is shame on me. What is the Facebook name?
It's Tacoma Venues and Events.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anjali and Logan, and
Logan.
it says they highlighted what you can do to help reduce the use of single plastics to benefit ocean conservation. So yeah, I think they would be great for Earth Day if we needed something.
That would be great. Do we have a photo of them yet?
I'll have to look on that Google Drive.
Okay.
I don't know. And then, well, I think we do have, we have something. And then I'll pull blurbs and I'll make that a priority like tonight and tomorrow morning, just to make sure that you have that. Okay, Tammy?
Okay, that'd be great. And if not, I can do it too. So thank you though.
Oh, that's okay. I've got time. Okay. And that's the fun stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tammy, is there anything else?
No, I think that's it. Just we will be posting Emily's position hopefully very shortly. Hope to have someone in that position again, probably in a couple of months. It will take to go through the process of recruiting and interviewing. Until then, I will do my best to hold down the fort and try to grow the audience, and appreciate all of your help and input.
Yeah, well, send me the link to the job too, because I can at least post that to LinkedIn. You know, I know a lot of people. So
Yes, I definitely will. I made a note of that because you reminded me that you do recruiting, and I thought, oh well, I will be looking you up very soon.
Yeah, thank you. And I think that's the end of our agenda.
Yeah, so the only other thing would be public comment if there were any public watching, and they're not. Unless Adam would like to say something.
I made it just in time for the end of the agenda. Woohoo!
I know, right? And then the open discussion, if you have any further discussion that, you know, now that Adam's here.
I'm an open book. Anybody got questions? I'm here for it, but
I think,
Cal is much
okay,
smarter than I am.
Adam, I thought, and you got my email about what you were talking about the lead minute this morning. Did you see my
I
email?
did receive it. I haven't had a chance to look too deeply. I've been back to back since 9 a.m. So
Yeah, I bet you have. No, I just was really appreciative. So Adam did a about recognition, and it was among team members. And so I had another little brainstorm that I sent to him and Tammy and Kim and some others. And I said, you know, I would be glad to work with marketing or whatever on helping to develop a way to recognize staff. And since this committee is all about recognition, I'd kind of like to see if there's a way to maybe increase your reach and recognition on more of an informal basis. So I just wanted to say, like Jessica and Alicia and Rosie, I mean, and Stephanie, you work in a corporate environment, but what I was going to say was that if you guys have people that you want to sort of like informally nominate, and then we can use those as posts as well. I wanted to do the same thing for our staff side, so that's what kicked off that brainstorm. But I think that there's such a good process for identifying criteria and, you know, but still keeping it light and fun. Anyway, so that was that's what I provided. See if that gets any traction there.
Yeah.
But I liked your presentation, Adam. I don't always, appreciate the lead minutes, but that one was right up my alley. So sorry.
very glad.
I love
Yes.
that idea. I think that's great. I would love to be able to recognize, I'm assuming you're meaning like people within the community.
That you work with, for things that resonate with you as a member of this committee.
Yeah, I would love that. I think that's great.
And it wouldn't disqualify them from receiving a City of Destiny Award or an MLK Award in the future. It would just be it would be a great little kudos to recognize people. So people in your organizations, people, they don't have to be inside Tacoma because social media has such a far reach. But that was just a thought I had that I wanted to share.
Great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's all I have.
Cool. Well, is there anything else that anybody has for open discussion? Cool. This was a very efficient meeting. I feel like we just got through
Great
everything.
job.
We voted on a lot of stuff. Have new chairs.
Yeah, Chris
And-
will be relieved.
Oh yeah, I know. Now, I mean, I don't want to keep everybody, just, talk about myself, but like, so basically, yeah. So I have officially, like, I accepted my second offer. So now, like, literally, I have 2 jobs at 30 hours a week. I mean, it fluxes, but yeah, I mean, I did it to myself though, right? So I mean, I'm very excited. But and we got a book deal too, as part of we have a contract being mailed to us for our book. We got unanimously approved by these books or by the publishers executives for this book. So we've just been like scrambling, but pretty excited.
Can you share what the book is about?
Yeah, it's going to be about the business impact of candidate experience in recruiting and hiring. And so when people talk about hiring, a lot of times it's just the people that they extend offers to and hire. The problem is though, literally 99% of people who apply, we're rejecting, we're saying no to. And it has become so transactional because, we don't like to deliver bad news and a lot of people are afraid of being sued, right? Which is
Right.
kind of silly. It's not going to happen. People want feedback and they want closure, and so we talk about how to make that work, how to set expectations with candidates. I feel like their time is valued, that they feel like the process was fair, and then when we reject them, they still want to, if it's a B2C company, still buy things from us, but either way, they still want to apply again in the future for others. So that's kind of what we're all about.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. So soon I'll be able to literally say I wrote the book on it, but not yet. But so anyway.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Well, let's see. Do you need me to, we don't have to have a motion to close the meeting. Is that accurate? We can just, I think this is what Chris always asks.
I know.
Okay, well, with that, it's 5:02 p.m. and I'm going to give everyone back some time. So thank you everybody for a great, productive, really positive meeting, and let's adjourn.
Yeah,
Thank
and if anybody
you.
needs,
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
turn
Thank you.
off recording. If anybody needs me